Guided by the past. It seems we can do naught but wait. Does he actually look like Eric? Is he going to ask us about himself? Perhaps we might discuss a matter which has been troubling me. While your colleague Namiju is enlightening us on the historical events which led to this area, she lets slip the name. She lets slip the name of one of the Asians, La Habrea. Oops. Although she knew of the figure only from her research, she was most insistent that there is no evidence connecting the Asian to myself. Yet I am aware that this La Habrea used the heart of Sabik to sow chaos throughout your world. I would be a fool to deny such strong connections between us. You were the only one present who has met the Asian in question, so I would ask you directly. Are he and I one and the same? Is my fate to work in the shadows and bring about untold destruction? Yep. I see. If you say it is so, then there is no reason to disbelieve it. These Asians, or Paragons, I'm told, were ruthless in their schemes to rejoin the Sundered Worlds. I've heard but a small number of their deeds, and still I find it difficult to comprehend the depths to which they were willing to sink. To choose a path of evil, all for the sake of the star. They didn't do it lightly though, did they? And they were tempered. I admit, 'tis a decision I would make under the right circumstances. Although the ages may take their toll, my devotion to my duty will never waver. Paying no heed to what might be lost, I will treat the heart of Sabik as a mere tool for my own ends. Never caring to look beyond the surface, I will unleash forces that I fail to truly comprehend and remain blissfully ignorant of my hypocrisy all the while. Elidibus does much the same, of course. All in the service of their duty. Their desire to see the worlds rejoined, a return to what they had. Ah, it appears Claudian has awakened. Demajen, I have some faint memories of what transpired. You stood against Athena and won. And you were there too. La Habrea. Themis' memories of you dwell within me still. Through unyielding discipline, you hoped to forge a son equal to yourself, but the crucible you placed him in left scars which were loath to heal. Yet you were never motivated by selfishness. All you did was in service of your duty. At the least, I will hear no more. Though you may possess Sericthonis' memories, you are not him. In rebirth, you have become someone else entirely, and you belong to this age. As such, I am your enemy, and an enemy does not deserve sympathy. Of course, I would never condone the actions of the Asian, but you are not him. You are La Habrea of the Convocation. You spared no effort in saving us from Athena's machinations. For that you deserve the utmost praise and my personal thanks. If you insist on deceiving yourself, then so be it. My stance remains unchanged. The most difficult of your trials is behind you, but you may find that Pandæmonium has yet to relinquish the last of its secrets. Among them is the identity of Hephaestus' liberator, who set the very first wheels in motion. There is but one place to find these answers. The past. Oh. However, I must insist that you keep silent about Athena's fate. While I doubt it would change the decisions I make, you should not tender us information we could not uncover ourselves. Now that I have said my piece, I shall follow in my son's footsteps. So we're still going to have to go back and... These odious memories will fade to nothing, as was always their fate. Farewell. Willed his memory out of existence. My time too draws near, but I believe I can stay long enough to see this matter through. You shall journey to the past to seek out the truth of Lahabrea's words, yes? While Themis himself may have been there to see this encounter, I have the unique opportunity to hear your perspective on the matter. That is, of course, if you will share it with me. I look forward to it. I shall take in the ethereal sea one final time as I await your return. Yes, who did release Hephaestus? An interesting question. Let us return then to Elpis. Haven't been here in a while. Haven't been to many of the zones because, as I think I mentioned in a previous episode, I've been mostly, when I've been playing, Hippo in the past. I've mostly been leveling up alt jobs, which is what I spent most of my time in FF14 doing, to be honest. Once the story's done, and I've been through the raids a couple of times, that's pretty much what I do. I'm generally quite slow at it because there are other games, and I play other things. What revelation are we to expect here at the very end, I wonder? Ooh. There are people. I suppose it would make sense that there are people. Ah, you must be Demajen. I am Hegemony. Hegemony. Keyword of Abyssos. I suspect you may already know that. We did meet once before, after all, though I was not entirely myself at the time. Thanks to you, however, I can rightly say my faculties are mine once more. At present, I am taking stock of the damage done to the facility. You have very shiny hair. So this is a separate instance of it, isn't it? Where they've, you know, the finale version, as it were. I guess we're going actually inside. Passage to the hidden compound. Hello, people. Oh, yes, here. That Athena would build all of this. This isn't all she's left behind. You don't have anything to say. Hello, people. Demajen, I didn't expect to see you again so soon, but it's always a joy. You seem quite happy to be here. Thank you for checking up on us. Did you speak with Hegemony and the other warders on your way here? The work is long, but we have made great strides in undoing Athena's meddling. Demajen. Truth be told, I thought you would have little reason to ever visit this place again. It seems I was wrong. I just wanted to say hello. Now, I'm looking for answers. How neatly you obfuscate your motivations. Do as you will, then. She has gone through the trouble to visit us, so I hardly think curtness is in order. We braved Pandæmonium together. Why not at least share with her our progress? I've relinquished control of Pandæmonium to La Habrea. I was never meant to hold it for long, and now such authority resides in rightful hands. With La Habrea's help, we have poured through Athena's research into the Hemithioi, the Horty-Torty. Thus we were able to restore Hegemony's mind and body. Yet there's still much work to be done. Damage to repair, keywords to replace, the tasks are too many to count. But although the path may be long, our progress is steady. I believe we can safely say that Pandæmonium will soon function as it did before. Indeed. Before we reach that point, however, there are some matters which must be put to rest. One concerns Pandæmonium itself, and another is a personal matter. Until they are settled, I cannot move forward. It shall not take long. Lack of resolve caused me to delay, but I have chosen my course. These concerns must be weighty indeed. Do you intend to share your burdens with us? And if you would bear witness, then come. Your arrival at this very moment almost beggars belief, but I shall not ask you to leave. I simply ask that you do not interfere, no matter what may happen. Is there a detail that I've forgotten about? That's the problem, of course, as I've mentioned before, with telling stories over wide stretches of time. Stay here. This will be over soon. Why did you call me here, Master La Habrea? There's still much to be done if the warders are to be freed. You have served within Pandæmonium since Athena's time, have you not? That makes you the most senior keyword now that Agdistis is gone. Audistis. There was a different pronunciation, wasn't it? And I've forgotten what it is. As such, you deserve to know a secret few others are privileged to hear, one concerning myself. Separating Hephaestus from myself required removing part of my soul. A necessary sacrifice, but one which came at no small cost to my natural talents. I am but a shadow of the man I was at the time of my appointment as La Habrea. I could never hope to wield the same magics that Hephaestus used to bind the warders' minds, let alone break their shackles. That tone of defeat does not befit your voice, Master La Habrea. Do not give in to despair. There is no despair, only truth. I do not confide in you to garner cheap sympathy. Hephaestus left behind fascinating research. His conclusion was that in order to transform a vessel into Hemithios, absolute control over their mind was essential. As you well know, the magics used to achieve such dominion exploited strong emotions within their victims' hearts. In the case of Hesperus and Agdistis, their respect for me. Upon slipping his bonds, Hephaestus took steps to throw Pandæmonium into chaos. With their attention divided, Keyward and Warder alike were easy targets. But there was an act that came before. Regardless of Hephaestus' prowess, he could not have won freedom on his own. Was she part? For long days and nights I pondered who might have released him. I could only conclude that Athena's plans were set in motion long, long ago when she claimed the mind of one of her admirers. Hegemony, none would question your pride in your position, your devotion to Pandæmonium. But you do not believe I am the one fit to lead it, do you? Your loyalty lies not with my vision for Pandæmonium, but Athena's. Master Librarian, whatever spurred this sudden accusation, I assure you there is a proper explanation. What are you doing, Librarian? Oops, damn it. I missed what that said. Something. As I've already stated, even should I detect Athena's tinkering, I am currently powerless to dispel it. And so I have come to a decision, one which was made with the best interests of our star in mind. In order to build a better future, I require the strength I have lost. The other half of the mask. I must embrace these odious memories. Mark well this sight. Engrave it upon your very soul. You now bear witness to the true Librarian. This is what turns him into what he becomes. I cannot imagine this was an easy choice, but it is done. Is she alive? Yes, and she shall remember this lesson well. So she was the traitor. Athena's puppet no longer, I see. She may yet harbour ill will toward me, but that is a risk I am willing to take. Our star requires a steady hand to guide it, and now mine is equal to the task. I can no longer allow Pandæmonium to divert my focus. Hegemony, I would ask that you serve me anew. There is none other more suited to overseeing this prison, none other who will take such pride in their duty. My loyalty to Athena led me to betray you once before. Why would you allow me to keep the position of keyword? I require your talents, as I require Hephaestus's. The past is of no consequence. Very well. In honour of our fallen colleagues, I shall restore this institution to its former glory. Librarian is himself once more. He wields his authority without hesitation and thinks not twice once his judgment has sounded. Yet he is different from Athena. He thinks only of the betterment of the star. So long as duty guides his actions, he shall not share her fate. And should his convictions ever waver, the emissaries will set him back on the proper course. He tries to. Fails. Good. If this is the path he chooses to walk, then I will walk with him. I'll allow our bond to fray no further. As his son, I will support him in the days ahead. I would not ask you to say the same, Demajen. You and I stand on peaks separated by vast chasms. Our perspectives shall never align. That's very much the truth. And never shall one give way to the other, for such is our nature. With that in mind, let us consider any debts between us to be void. Before you leave here, mark well these words. My resolve shall weather loss unfathomable and yield before no obstacle. Walk your path with the same conviction. Yes. It's interesting because, of course, we know how La Habrea's story ends. That's him spurring us towards it. Master La Habrea saw through me long ago. But now my mind is unclouded by doubt, and I shall not fail him again. The face dozen La Habrea were one and the same when he was named as one of the convocation. This change poses no need for concern, for all is as it should be. From this day forward, I will do what I can to aid my father. In this way, I shall forge my own future. If not for you, my long-slumbering demons may have gone unslain. I would have never been forced to reconsider my true nature. Yet, as I said, do not consider this an admission of debts. For I believe you have other places to be. Remain here any longer, and I may be inclined to place you in a cell next to one of our more recalcitrant subjects. Okay then. I guess our time there is at an end. And the story of Pandæmonium draws to a close. The only question now remains, what will future Themis have to say? What parting words will he have for us? A final goodbye. Ah, you are returned. I should like to hear of what you discovered, though I believe your friend has business with us first. There you are, Demajen. While you were away, Themis brought me up to speed on all that happened whilst I was held prisoner. His story shone light upon any number of questions that were niggling at my conscience. Namely those concerning the ethereal signature emanating from Azizlar. Doubtless its source was Athena, reaching out as far as she could from her prison, ever grasping for someone to take Erichthonius' place, grasping for the body his soul resided in. I wanted to ask, when you first found the crystal, were you unable to hear the memories stored within? Indeed. It was only after our research was well underway that I could hearken to its whispers. Contact with the crystal should have awakened the memories, but the passage of time likely changed Erichthonius' soul in subtle ways. Perhaps ethereal resonance was a gradual process in this case. However, being attuned to Erichthonius exposed you to Athena's voice as well. Doubtless the choice to venture forth into Azizlar was not your own. It was Athena's influence working through you. I do recall being strangely fixated on acting alone. I never would have encouraged such recklessness, not usually. Although the choice was not entirely my own, I am still ashamed of my actions. Reflection is how we plant the seeds of growth, though we must not blame ourselves for events out of our control. That the voice in the crystal belonged to the person from which your soul originated, well, not even the most brilliant researcher could come to that conclusion. Your reassurance means more than you know. Thank you. Now, one final matter. It concerns the very crystal whose discovery set this adventure in motion. Perhaps sparked by recent events, a new light began to shine from within its depths. In my experience, this may indicate that a new memory has floated to the surface, eager to be observed. For some time, the question of why La Habrea and Erichthonius would leave such a crystal behind in the first place has lingered in the back of my mind. With Erichthonius' memories and such magical talents as are at my disposal, I believe I can make this final memory manifest for us all to behold. Shall we witness it together? Nod. I leave this memory for you, the future of our star. The final days have come, and the creation magics we have so relied upon now hasten our downfall. But despair has not yet won out. La Habrea and the others of the Convocation are working to stem the chaos which threatens to engulf our star. Their plan requires great sacrifice. Elidibus, Themis, has already offered to give his life for our salvation. Yet there is another problem which must be dealt with. Pandæmonium, wherein are confined our most vicious creations. Even should we survive the final days, it will take time to restore order. If Pandæmonium's cells were breached and their prisoners set upon the star, our hard-won peace would be obliterated in an instant. Someone must stay behind to ensure that never happens. With Themis and La Habrea otherwise indisposed, that responsibility falls to me. And that is why I must defy the directive of the Convocation. My soul will not be offered to manifest the will of the star, but instead consigned to eternal vigil. I know that in doing so, the final days may take me. I may not live to see my duty upheld. And he doesn't. His soul is shattered. That's why I've resolved to set this crystal adrift in the tides of the underworld. It contains memories of Pandæmonium from both my father and I, and shall bear this warning to the future even if I cannot. I've imbued the crystal with magics that will attract it to my essence. Even should I journey through the underworld and be born anew, this message will reach me. Pandæmonium shall not be left unattended. That's why Claudian finds it. If all else fails, then perhaps another woman like my dear friend will come along, one with an almost unnatural ability to pick up the scent of trouble. I wonder where she is now, how many souls she has saved, and how many beasts has she slain since last we met. I wonder who he's talking about. Alongside my warning, this memory shall carry a wish. Demajen, may we meet again. Now listen well. If anyone receives this message, you must come to Pandæmonium. Please make haste. I repeat. And that is the initial message that we received. The loop has been complete. Well, that dispels the last of my doubts. Thank you for humouring me. And now we come to this. It survived. Oh, the heart of Sabik. Yes, the heart of Sabik. I'll take that. The tie that bound Athena's memories to my body, no doubt. When I regained my senses, I found it on my person. Now it appears your efforts have left it bereft of memories. No trace remains of Athena. However, its power's aura sight yet remains, and it may prove to be a valuable trove of knowledge in the hands of the right researcher. I feel that fate has left it with me for a reason. Go on, then. I shall take my leave. But on behalf of my colleagues, nay, the entire star, I thank you for putting an end to Athena's wickedness. Nod. Yeah, go on, just take it with you. And now, the circle is complete once more. We have seen Themis off several times now, in various guises.
I see. Then Hephaestos' story has been laid bare. As has the nature of our mysterious crystal. The questions which led us into Pandæmonium are answered, and soon order shall be restored. I too can fade away, unburdened by regret. I could not have reached this point without you, friend.
Interesting that we get voice acting for this bit.
So many revelations. But there are more, if you would dig a little deeper.
Oh? Oh?
Elidibus's soul was plucked from the ethereal sea, and from it I was wrought. Surely you have a passing interest in what I remember, in what I feel.
Yes, I do.
You deserve what answers I can provide. While my memories of Pandæmonium are clear, all else is hazy at best.
Well, it was created such as it was with purpose, wasn't it?
Perhaps Athena made me this way. Or perhaps it is the result of who or what I was before.
Yes, so much of Elidibus was lost. Just his duty remained. Maybe it chipped away at his very soul.
Still, I can recall vague figures. Scenes from my future and your past. At the Crystal Tower's peak, we clash. And later, from that self-same spire, I send you forth.
Yeah. To the past, to meet with
Into
yourself.
our age, into Elpis. Why do I decide on such a course? Formless as these images are, I cannot say. However, I can hazard a guess.
Who remembers?
Somewhere within my fragmented memories, I catch a glimpse of our journey into Pandæmonium. A glimpse which shows not the path we took or the destination where it led us, yet by its very presence demands that you are required in Elpis.
Yeah. I think we saw that in the cutscene, didn't we?
Even if that act is but one link in the chain of events which ends in Atheris' salvation.
It's a complicated chain.
Then this all has meaning. Our time together, every moment, is worthwhile and I am unburdened by regret.
Yes, everything that he did to get to the point of defeat, to carry forwards to this.
It is possible my motivations become something else entirely. That you would cross this vast expanse in the hopes of being reunited with your allies. A devotion that once would have baffled me. But after having been to the depths of that twisted prison and back, I think I can understand. Now, I have pulled back the curtain as far as I dare. The people of your age call this the Ethereal Sea, a name I quite enjoy. For it teems with life, each star a soul on its journey. And among these uncountable stars, it was yours that crossed my path.
Shooting star falling from the sky.
I shall be forever grateful. I wish you well on your journey. A journey as long as your star is bright. A journey not bound by the confines of this world or any other.
We have seen so many Ascians, so many of the ancients, and the one thing that I feel that Endwalker has done is humanized them in a way that not necessarily redeemed them, because that's clearly not what has happened, but helped us understand
How fascinating. The truths that dwell at the edge of sleep. The course of history is set by its victors. It is immutable, and yet... Should this star continue upon its path?
setup.
Look. The light.
Huh. Was that set up for things yet to come? Because 6.4 and 6.5 are where those things start to happen. It'd be interesting if we have not yet heard the last of the ancients in that respect. Welcome back, Demajen. I hope you said farewell to Themis for me. Recent events have given me not only a new focus for my research, but also insight into my own origins. Truly, it is a gift I could never hope to repay. As La Habrea said, I am not Tericthonios, yet I bear a part of him inside me, and I shall do what I can to follow the traces he has left behind in the present day. A spark has been struck in my mind. I'm ready to pursue my research with a fervour the likes of which I have not had since my youth. Doubtless I shall have need of you in the days and moons ahead. When that time comes, I only hope that you will once again lend me your sound counsel. Until then, may you fare well. a new chapter of New Game Plus. Awesome, jail. Good job. What a weird name for an achievement. I say. Indeed. I really enjoyed that. You know, I really enjoyed the Eden raid. I really enjoyed the Omega raid. In fact, generally speaking, story-wise, I always really enjoy the 8-person stuff. Ooh, Legacy Chocobo. I'm intrigued as to whether there were fragments of setup for future content. Yeah, I kind of get the idea that maybe that we haven't quite heard the last of the ancients in the storyline going forwards. That little hint about, you know, what you see at the edge of sleep, this light that he mentions. Maybe it's a reference to something that has already happened, already passed. Or maybe, you know, maybe it's something that I've forgotten about, which is super possible. But equally, maybe it is a hint at things to come. And likewise, with Claudian's stuff there, it sounds like there's going to be more. Whether that goes anywhere, I don't know. But it would be interesting to see if it does actually lead somewhere. You know, the whole 6.x series of patches has very much been a transition between the Zodiac stuff and the 7.0 and later stuff. I feel like it's the bridging expansion, which is maybe why some people haven't appreciated it. Yeah, be interesting to see where they go. If you have any thoughts, if there are references there that have been made there that have just gone over my head or that I've forgotten about, do let me know down below in the comments. I'm going to go and play around with a camera now and see if there's anything that I can do to make this work without crippling FF14. Sure, I should probably try it with other games. Though, interestingly enough, it didn't seem to cause any issues that I could notice in the 12th circle. So, I don't know. Hope you've enjoyed. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Stay safe. Which was your favourite fight out of the 4 that we've had? And are you of the same opinion that I was, that the music wasn't as good as Scream? Although, again, you know, it's my kind of music. Scream was. This was, you know, the 12th circle music was good, but not as good. What was your favourite fight out of all 12? Let me know in the comments down below. Drop some engagement. Until next time, I don't know what's coming up next. Final Fantasy XIV content. I've done the 2 big things that I tend to do, the MSQ and the raid, whatever it is. I'm sure there'll be other things. Yeah, there's that frame rate that's just died. I don't know why it is. It seems to be when the game gets idle for a bit. I've no idea. Have a great day. Cheerio. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, why not click the like button and consider subscribing. Remember, you can ring the bell notification icon to get notified when new videos go live. And until next time, cheerio.